Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It's a new season of Taskmaster. The previous winner, or the winner of the previous season, was Serious Strategy Gamer. He got the most points and can call himself the winner of Season 1. Season 2 is going to be only 4 weeks as opposed to 5 weeks from the previous one, so the points are even more expensive than before. This first round is going to be an interesting one because we have a ship that, is going to depend on what type of ship you bring, what year the enemy is from. So if I pick a battleship, I can have a ship, or I can always have a ship from 1940, but they'll have a ship from 1935. If it's a battle cruiser that I pick, their ship type or their ship era is 1929. Heavy cruisers 1918, light cruisers 1906, and destroyers 1900. So if I were to pick one destroyer, my era stays 1940, but their era is 1900. So they're having a 40-year setback. If you want to play it, well, potentially safer by going for the battleship, then you only have a 5-year tech advantage. The tasks that you have to perform: win the battle, 1 point, and winning the battle means sink everybody else. Win the battle with no damage to your engines or steering, 1 point. Win the battle without the enemy ships landing a single hit on your ship, 2 points. And win the battle within 20 minutes of in-game time, 1 point. Now what I'm going to be doing is going for 4 points. I don't think I can do it within 20 minutes, but what I can do is give myself the biggest advantage that I can, which is to go with a destroyer. Interestingly, the AI does not have the ability to bring a battle cruiser in 1900. 1905, 6, 7. Well, it's not great, but 1907 it is. That's when the Germans get their first battle cruiser. So my tech advantage is 33 years. The range is up to the Admiral, so up to the player, and that means you can go from anywhere between 1,000 meter range, which from a destroyer, and especially that don't take any damage to your engines. It's not really going to help. All the way up to, what's the top, 50,000 meters, so 50 kilometers out. What I want to do is start at about 15,000 meters. Actually, no, make it 10. Because I'm suspecting that these 1907 ships, they are lacking 2 things. One is spotting, and the other is sonar. So they will not be able to see my torpedoes coming. I can easily take out their destroyer. I can probably pretty easily take out their light cruiser. The battle cruiser and the battleship, those are going to have to get taken care of with torpedoes. So let's get to designing and create a destroyer that's capable of harassing a fleet from 1907, while hopefully, let's give me a bit more range, while hopefully not getting hit. Let's go with a modern destroyer leader. The biggest I can get. It's 3,000 tons. Speed is probably not even going to be that important. Because, well, on the other hand, the enemy in 1907 gets a ridiculous debuff when it comes to ships which are very fast. So if I'm able to get my ship up to high speeds, I should be able to avoid any incoming fire. And there is the requirement that says win the battle without the enemy ships landing a single hit on your ship for 2 points. So if I can just go really, really fast, I can make myself, well, at least very difficult to hit and potentially impossible to hit. Let's see, how are the funnels doing? If I go for one thin funnel is enough for a 97% engine efficiency. That is impressive. If I go with oil 3, it's even better at 100. And this is not too bad of a place. When it comes to firepower, I want to go use 5-inch guns. And I'm considering putting triple turrets on there to ensure that I have quite a lot of guns, quite a lot of firepower ready. This way I'm hoping to, especially with lyddite and super heavy shells, be able to very quickly eliminate the other ships. The lighter ships, most likely. Against the battleships, I'll probably not do much. But these guns will fire every 10 seconds or so, and they'll have a 12.4 kilometer range. It's substantial for this era. Alright, let's see if I can shift the tower slightly farther forward. No, this tower only wants to sit here. I have a pretty serious aft weight offset problem. This can actually work if I go with 2, let's say, triple torpedo launchers or even quads. Let's see, if I go for 2 triples, so 1 there. Oh, that doesn't fit. Now the funnel's getting in the way. How about putting this here? Yeah, now I can fit it. Shift this thing. I can't quite shift it that far back. Still have an aft weight offset. Let's see, what's heavier? 74 tons, 91 tons. This is definitely heavier. This could work. Having torpedoes on each side. And considering that the enemy has very poor amount of bulkheads, at least that's what I'm expecting, they're not really going to be able to do much. If I pull this... if I pull this gun back and put a torpedo launcher there, means I can dump torpedoes off the side of the ship, or rather off the bow of the ship. That's probably not going to be that useful. Shift this back as far as I can. That is back as far as I can. Okay, great. Rear tower, 6 long range accuracy, 10. Yeah, I really want that rear tower. But can I switch these around? No, I cannot. If I go for a bigger funnel, like the dual funnel, I might be able to put another gun on there. Even though they are limited to what? 3 inches? Yeah, 3 inches do work there. That means I have the funnels, then I have the secondary tower. Maybe I can make this work. If I put 2 torpedo launchers here... No. Let's go crazy. Yeah, that won't turn. It's amusing, but it won't turn. If I put a torpedo launcher there, and put these all the way up to 24 inch, that's going to make them quite heavy, potentially capable of one-shotting a target, and with their limited, if not complete lack of detection capability, these 24 inchers will cripple the target. I'm going to need a lot of those torps, so this gives me 6 of them. How am I going to make this work? If I put another launcher on the stern, that at least gives me another salvo of torps. Or rather, 3 more salvos. Then I got my 6 5-inchers. And I can augment those. Yeah, the 4s really do not want to fit. With the 3s, 2 triple 3s. Aft weight offset slightly heavy. That comes at almost no expense. Good. Considering this, more bulkheads are warranted. Armor is pretty much not important on a DD, because anything and everything will and can overmatch me. I just need to land one single torpedo hit on a heavy ship, like a battleship or a battle cruiser, and it will get eliminated. The challenge will be to get that. If I zip around at 40 knots, how much torpedo size would I have to sacrifice? Ooh, all of it. No. In that case, back to 35 knots. And hope that I can stay outside the range of the enemy. They most likely will not be able to do 35 knots, or anywhere near that. So I should be able to do it. And then just pepper them with those leadite explosives. Make sure we bring more. 5 tons overweight. Fine. Slow the turret rotation down by just a touch. We have the electro-hydraulic... Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. This one. There we go. Still a slight aft weight offset, but... It's either 0.8 or 0.9. I'll take 0.9, otherwise this one might not turn properly. This is the Duncan. No, we're going to rename this to the Valiant. For this will be a valiant attempt. Alright, let's see. Alright, one of each. Versus the Valiant. Valiant don't launch torps yet. What do we have available to us? We got their battleship. Packing a lot of guns. That is 10-inch. They carry 8 of them. And then they carry another 8 9-inch guns. Side mounts. Yeah, they have lost sight of me. That's what I was hoping for. Do not spot me. Their battle cruiser. Also packing quite a lot of firepower. 8 8-inchers and 4 8-inchers and 4 11s. Interesting. Heavy cruiser. Very lightly armed, at least for heavy cruiser standards by the 1940s, with just 4 8-inch guns. And they can be targeted. I really wonder how much a 5-inch shell is going to do against a against a heavy cruiser from this era. Because they are lyddite shells, and they are super heavy. They will most likely start a few fires. Come on, go for a shot. Thank you. They will most likely start a few fires if they hit. If they don't hit, that's fine, because I have 2,000 shells available. Now, as I mentioned, I'm definitely not going to get that sub 20-minute point. That's that's very difficult to get to. I'm also going to take some time to figure out where the destroyer is and what these ships are packing. Armor-wise. There we go. We have spotted the destroyer. Cute little thing. Comes with one 5-inch gun. Bow belt extended. Penetration. With the 5-inch gun. Okay. Excuse me, my voice is a bit weary. Now, even the 3-inch guns are opening fire. And it seems like they still have not spotted me. So if I can just fire from my position of concealment and wear them down, I'll take it. And what I'm hoping for is that the other guys, the other participants, Brother Monroe, Series Strategy Gamer, and of course Spartan Elite, are going to overextend. That they're going to go too excited and get 5 or try to get 5 points, and thereby, for example, getting hit and not getting those 2 points. Keeping the heavy at 6.5 kilometers. She can only do 25 knots. Chance to pen. 28%. Go high explosive only. And the Saxon has maximum bulkheads. You don't say. That's actually a little unfortunate. There's a fire. Fires do take damage over time. There's 3 fires now. There were 4, but they're quick to turn that out. There's 1. They're fine. But their structural integrity dropped to 92. 91. For reference, this is a heavy cruiser at 10,886 tons. And I am just 3,000 tons of destroyer. I'm really not that heavy. Now, just to verify, yeah, they have absolutely no defense against torpedoes. So let's turn away from the target, making sure that the bow launcher does not get an opportunity to get involved. Prepare the stern launcher for action. Because if I can torpedo this thing out of existence, that'd be great. Unfortunately, she is coming right at me, which is limiting my angle of attack with the torpedoes. Torpedoes out. Now, while the Saxon might not have a strict idea of where I am, I think they're guesstimating and just heading in my general position. But that is only going to yield them a torpedo hit. Whoa, I did send 4. That's not part of the plan. They also got the heavy ship Aegir, the battleship, 19 knots only. The battlecruiser Mackensen, few bulkheads. The heavy cruiser, of course. The light cruiser is the Köln. Maximum bulkheads. What's with the maximum bulkheads? And even maximum bulkheads on a destroyer. These people are serious about their defense. The heavy cruiser down to 84%. This cute little impression of a heavy cruiser. Here come the torps. Based on her course, I think it's not going to work. Can they run beyond the target and hit something else? No. This is what I was worried about. And I was not really expecting nor planning to fire 4 torps at him, just the 2. This is not good. There we go. Saxon finally detected the torps, pretty much at a range of 200 meters. And if that's the detection radius for the torpedoes for a heavy cruiser, a battleship surely is not going to be able to respond to that in time. They have a turning circle of 595 though. It's not terrible. 553. I am somewhat worried that I will run out of main ammo. Range 5.9, or that I'll get detected. Yep, there we go, we got detected. And that means that everybody else is also trying to fire at me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. So far, 0 hits out of 44 attempts. Saxon was flooding. Wow. Interesting. That got dealt with very swiftly. 6.7. Come on, Valiant. Keep putting pressure on that heavy cruiser. Keep trying to burn it down. And keep yourself at a good distance. Because I think it was slightly sub 6 kilometers that they were able to detect me. Don't get to 6 kilometers or less. Now, the solve this thing in 20 minutes is definitely passed. Not getting that point. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Six and a half clicks. So far, we've already expended 600 shells. Damage to the main tower. That's good. We can keep critting that. Their fire extinguishing capability will be severely reduced. And those lyddite shells are going to hit even harder. There's another fire. Structural only 68%. Oh, we're getting to 6.1 clicks. Hard starboard. Her course is still heading to me. But even if she spots me right about now, she's not likely to be able to shoot me, or at least not with the assistance from the Aegir. Because the Aegir's accuracy is probably dreadful. Especially at this range, but... Oh, actually. Let's see. You have lost sight of me. And that means that both the 10s and the 9s on the battleship are going to fall silent again. There's flooding on the Saxon again. If only I could mount bigger guns. I did consider going for the light cruiser. A light cruiser would have got me an enemy at 1906. Although, strictly 1907, because, of course, the battle cruisers are not available in 1900. They're only available in 1907. A light cruiser would have potentially been able to do the same thing as I'm doing now, but with bigger guns. But I'm not sure about her ability, her being the light cruiser, her ability of staying out of sight. Because it's a substantially bigger ship. and therefore more difficult to hide. We're still doing damage to the Saxon, but we're only 50% through. We're also about 50% through the ammo reserves. Well, these things with maxi bulkheads are not helpful. I'm not even sure where their battlecruiser is at anymore. You can usually find the light... There's the battlecruiser. You can usually find the light cruiser by looking for smoke screens. Ah, there we go. An engine has been knocked out. That's better. It's going to slow them down, keeping them out of range, and making sure that their damage control is worse. Especially pumping capability. And the Valiant just continues to harass the enemy heavy cruiser. Maybe you're shouting at the screen, launch your torpedoes! Well, I still want to sink all the ships, which means I would need to get a couple of torpedo hits on an enemy battleship, because without that, I'm not likely to sink it. Especially with a reduced complement of shells, as I have now. I've expended half of my ammunition. Don't hit me. Not for lack of trying, they just... It might have been the Saxon that spotted me, but I'm not sure. You know what? We're going to go for the bigger fish first. First go for the battlecruiser, because it's trailing. And just ignore everything else. There's the Kun. Oh, the Aegir has spotted me again. Hold on, the Aegir has spotted me? Alright. Well, here's for your trouble. Have some torps. Torpedoes away. Unfortunately, that means... Oh, careful, careful, careful. Get out, get out, get out. You spotted me in a range of 8. I think it's because their tower is higher. Their tower is taller and therefore more able to see stuff. Yeah, they lost line of sight. Well, they lost sight of me, not necessarily line of sight. Ceasefire. Okay, I have 900 shells left. I have 1668 shells on the 3. So with those, I'm able to do damage against the light cruiser, I think, and the DD. Chance to pen the light. Unknown. Hold on. Torpedo will impact the battleship. That was a hefty blow, dealing structural integrity damage down to 52%. The Aegir is flooding in 3 compartments. 2 engines are down. Oh, they spotted me again. Don't get hit. You know what? I think that's not going to kill her. Which means I am in serious trouble, because if I cannot sink the battleship with torpedoes, it means I'm going to have to sink the battlecruiser with 2 torps, if that. It's not going to be a great option here. I think the Aegir... Is she turning? No, she's not turning. She did spot me, though. Turn back. Smoke up. Now, all of these victory conditions have win the battle as part of them. Which, judging by the way that this is going, I might not be able to pull off. So much like my first Taskmaster season, I might end up getting 0 points for a task. Alright. Turn your tail. Only fire the stern launcher, please. Not even that. Stern launcher on the Mackenzie? Come on now. Yep, that's it. Hold. No. No, I did launch. Torpedoes out on the Mackenzie. The Mackenzie has few bulkheads. If a 24-inch hits her, that could be the end of it. Let's go fishing. It's a huge spread, though, these two torps. There's a really good chance for that battle cruiser just to slip through. Especially as it's turning for some unknown reason. It's one of these weeks again, isn't it? Where the other guys all get points and I'm sitting here in the corner. Getting absolutely nothing. Aegir has spotted me. Come on, Aegir. I'm trying to get your attention. I'm trying to get you to turn. I'm not even going to hit the Saxon at this rate. V1 detected torps. Better late than never. My plan wasn't that bad, was it? I mean, I have a tech advantage of 33 years. So that means that the enemy has very, very little chance to hit me. It has pretty poor tech. I have a pretty good ship. A ship from 1935. Trying to keep her alive and make sure that she does not get hit. And does not take any engine damage. I wouldn't know how to do that. Like, win the battle without enemy ships landing a single hit on your ship. 2 points. It's... With a battleship, that's not doable. You're too big, you're too clumsy. With a battle cruiser, you'd have to snipe a lot. And even then, you're presenting yourself as a pretty big target. And your tech advantage is substantially less. Because your tech advantage then is only 11 years. When it comes to a heavy cruiser, the enemy has a 1918 era. And that means your tech advantage is 22 years. Come to think of it, that might have been the better option. Because if you go with that, then maybe you can just spam torps at them. Just send out a big torpedo salvo and make sure that the enemy dies to that. The light cruiser, 1907, again, could be a torpedo boat with a couple of pretty big guns for a light cruiser. And just hope that you can do enough damage. But I don't know. There is something to be said for every class. I will, of course, post the whole description, or post the rules in the description. So you can see what is what when it comes to the rules. And potentially try for yourself if you want to. Mackenzie has spotted the Valiant, but that was a while ago. Yeah, I think I'm just not going to get any points. Which I think is sad, because I always like to try and go for the smaller ships. Like, not the huge battleships, because we've done that. Let's give the small guys a try. The destroyers. But it just doesn't happen. To her credit, the Valiant has been able to output 2,900 points of damage. And that is 2722 plus 163 from fire damage. Without taking a single hit. And that was not for lack of trying, because the enemy shot 552 times in my direction. Insofar as they can spot me. And that seems to be their major problem right now. What is your speed? 6.9 knots. Means you're almost stationary. What's the battleship doing? 6.6. The battlecruiser is in some form of a division with the battleship. And is therefore holding her position. But at this point, I might as well quit, because I cannot win. I cannot fire enough shells at the battleship to burn it down. I don't have enough torpedoes left at... Well, I could deal with... Let's say I can deal with the light cruiser, the heavy, and the destroyer. Probably. But then either the battlecruiser gets torped or the battleship, but not both. Here are more torps. The Mackenzie is not anywhere near the direction of the frickin' torpedoes. What I dislike about this particular task is that all the objectives say win the battle, plus do something else. Win the battle, 1 point. Win the battle, no damage. Win the battle without enemy ships landing a hit. Win the battle within 20 minutes. No. None of those have happened. So, ashamed and very annoyed. I'm just going to end it here, because apparently the DD attempt is just useless. You just don't do anything. Or at least not enough. Maybe I should have gone with more torpedo launchers. Probably should have gone with the heavy cruiser. But, well, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think I should have done. What could have been done different to at least try and get victory. And of course, don't forget to check out the other guys. They're linked down below in the description. I very much hope that they did not get any points. But then again, they are all very good admirals, very good players of this game, and there is an excellent chance that they will get points. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully better luck next time, next week, and that's when I'll be back with more Taskmaster. See you guys then.